Hello dudes and dudettes, and today we're back with another review, and we're going to be looking at STIM by Nemisis Nutrition. And yes, it does look very menacing. It's a stack label. I think it would definitely fall into the stim junkie realm. So stick around as we cover all the usuals, taste, price, label effects. Is it ultimately going to be worth you picking it up? And if you are new here, please do hit the like button, sub button, bell icon, all the usuals. But today, let's get our psycho on. Also, just a little shout out to these guys for sending down such an awesome care package to us and some drippy drip, which I'll flash up here. Proper sick clothing. Have a look on their website, see if it tickles your pickle. So, taste and mixability up first, and we've got the pleasure of trying Psycho Pop flavour. And I did actually write the other flavours down. So, comes in also sour cherry, Arctic Insanity and Carnival Candy. So they all sound quite interesting and delicious. So yeah, mixability, let's take a little look. We'll give it a second to settle, to be fair. It's very opaque looking. It doesn't look like it's really got any artificial colouring going on as such, which is good. Have a little look. There you go. So yeah, I think there's some little bits at the bottom, but honestly it's about what you would typically see. I think generally, yeah, decent. So yeah, let's give it a go. This is genuinely nice. Like, they've nailed this flavour, and I'm assuming I can kind of get the gist that they've just got good flavouring systems. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume all the other flavours taste good as well. I'm going to put my neck on the line. This one, yeah, it does taste like one of those ice lollipops. I'll show you on the tub there. Hopefully it focuses, it might not, so apologies in advance. But yeah, it tastes really good. I'm not getting any negatives come through. It's not even overpowering tasting, it's sweet spot. I didn't put any more water in than I normally would, about 300-400 ml, typical. Yeah, it's really good. I'm actually really surprised how well they've done. It kind of is giving me, it's reminiscent of the old Dark Energy days, you know, that very first flavour they come out with Rocket Pop, I think it was, with Dark Energy's case. And yeah, it tastes very reminiscent of that. I might actually just have to do it. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. And it's been a long time since I've said that on the channel. But yeah, they've absolutely smashed it. Really nice flavouring system. Yeah, what more is there to say? Let's move on to price. So I have had to refilm the price segment, and it's for good reason, don't worry guys. It's because I've actually acquired a discount code in the time I filmed the original one, and obviously this one after my gym session. So you'll head over to nemisisnutrition.com, where you can find the 20 serving tub on there. Using our discount code ReviewBros for 15% off, you can get it for £35.70 or only £1.79 per serving. So our consistent price scale, a 5 out of 10 is the bang average price point as we have deemed it. This comes in at a 4.5 out of 10. So it's only slightly more expensive than the averagely priced pre-workout on the market. So it's looking to be like a really good bang for buck type scenario here. So stick around as we cover the label and the effects. It could be one to pick up. It's time for the label, but let's just appreciate the actual label itself before we get into the ingredients, shall we? So take a look. I know I already showed it off, but we got the high stim seal of approval right there. On the back here, I'm just gonna read some bits out. So defeat your nemesis, Psycho Stim, suggested use, So it's promising high stim energy, muscle pumps, and cognitive function. So yeah, just coincidentally, the three main things that we look for in any pre-workout. So yeah, as I say, definitely an eye-catching one. I really do think their marketing is cool AF. But yeah, let's get into it. So we got ourselves a 19.5 gram serving amount, which is decent, especially for a high stim pre-workout. Normally, they're on the lower side of a serving amount. But yeah, this is pushing 20 grams, so not to be sniffed at. So first up, we got Purell citrulline. They're not mucking around here. At 8 grams, a really nice dose. Really nice dose. Above and beyond what most people would be happy with. I'd say 6 grams is the normal for what most people are like, yep, I'll take that. So they've gone above and beyond, bearing in mind, again, it's more of a high stim pre, so they don't even have to do that. They're just being nice. So yeah, 8 grams is a very juicy dose. It's probably double what you could class as the lowest end of getting the job done, 4 grams that being. So yeah, really juicy dose. up there with some of the highest we've seen. I think we've seen like 10, maybe 11 grams, but it just gets bonkers at that point. But 8 grams is good, is the point I'm making. It's amino acids, going to bump up nitric oxide levels, increase blood flow, give you those pumps. Then we've got beta-alanine at 4 grams, again above and beyond here. We only normally see 3.2 grams, so nice. It's another amino acid. It gives that itchy, tingly sensation, you know, that paresthesia type feel, as Aaron would put it. So yeah, we all know and love that. Well, I say we all know and love it. Some of you know and hate it, but yeah, I would say more people like it than don't like it. But yeah, it's in there at a good dose, and it also should help with your endurance when you take it for long enough. You build it up in your system, it helps to buffer lactic acid. Then we've got L-tyrosine, again above and beyond the normal here at 2 grams. Normally only see about 1 gram. So another amino acid responsible for helping you your focus, concentration and mood. Then we have alpha GPC, 50%, 600 milligrams, nice dose there. So we're going to yield 300 milligrams of actual choline. So it's a choline donor. It's going to help to increase acetylcholine levels in the brain, which is going to lead to improved focus and athletic performance in the gym. Then we've got choline bitartrate to bolster up alongside that alpha GPC, 500 milligrams. Normally I'd sniff at that ingredient, but because it's paired alongside the alpha GPC, it's just going to further aid, you know, lending your bonds some more acetylcholine, to put it in layman's terms. But yeah, I'm not going to go in too hard on that choice of ingredient or the dose because it's alongside the alpha GPC. But yeah, it should help with more focus and concentration. Then we have DMAE, 350 milligrams, which is, you know, it's not the best dose in the world. I think we've seen upwards closer to 1 gram, but I'll be honest, it's not the best nootropic in the world because studies show it struggles to cross the blood-brain barrier. But I think it does have some confused hype about it because obviously it's a DM type ingredient, you know, DMHA, DMAA. So yeah, sometimes I think, I'm not saying this is what these people have done, but sometimes companies, I think, put it in the pre-workout because it just looks, you know, hypey or illicit. But the truth of the matter is, it's just a nootropic. It's just going to help a little bit more with focus and concentration. So we'll take it on board. Then we've got caffeine anhydrous at 350 milligrams, which is a really nice dose. Couple of energy drinks worth about 4 to 5 cups of instant coffee at home. Main stimulant, going to wake you up and get you moving. Then we move down to Areogerensis, 250 milligrams, another stimulant. It's going to work nicely alongside the caffeine. It's going to give you more energy, focus and drive. Then we've got theobromine, 200 milligrams, the cousin of caffeine. It's that ingredient in chocolate that dogs are allergic to. It's a smooth muscle relaxant. It's going to help a little bit with blood flow and pumps and some more stimulation and mood elevation. And then we've got Infinergy, which is the trademark version of dicaffeine malate, 100 milligrams, yielding an additional 75 milligrams of caffeine, topping the total up to 425 milligrams, which is definitely above the average. I'd say the average is probably 300 to 350. So yeah, we're punching high with the caffeine now. This is a slow release version of caffeine, so it's going to drip feed, release slowly after the initial caffeine anhydrous has hit you. It's an anti-crash mechanism just to see you through to the end of your training session. Love to see it. Then we've got hordenine, 50 milligrams, a fat burning type stimulant. It's going to give you a kick up the arse, give you more energy, and it does also work alongside the nootropics to actually elevate them and prolong them. So it's going to lend itself into the focus side of things as well. Then we've got synephrine at 50 milligrams, which is another fat burning type stimulant, just going to fire you up, light a fire under your ass essentially, give you more energy, stimulation, fat burning. Then we've got estrogen, 50 milligrams, a digestive aid. It's going to help to get all this through you as quickly and efficiently as possible. Then we've got isopropanol synephrine at 30 milligrams, the more potent version of synephrine, which we've already gone over. Again, similar benefits, fat burning, energy, stimulation, and like I say, it's the even more potent version. Then we got, as if we didn't have enough already, we got Nupept at 30 milligrams, really nice dose there. It's a nootropic. It's one that apparently all the university students and college students were taking to absolutely spank their exams. So, and that's as a standalone ingredient, bearing in mind it's in here alongside a bunch of others. So, you know, we really are talking serious business here. So yeah, more focus, more clarity, more concentration benefits. Any word relating to focus, let's chuck it in there. It's going to get you feeling it. Then we've got Huperzine A, 1%, 20 milligrams. So you're going to obviously yield 200 micrograms of that. It's the learning chemical, so it's going to help with your focus, memory, concentration again. And then Bioperine, another digestive aid at 10 milligrams, really nice dose, pairing alongside the estrogen to further increase the bioavailability and the uptake of all of these ingredients. So I've got to say, guys, that is an absolutely stellar label. I'm very impressed with it. And it's not often that I'll glaze to this degree, but I have to be honest, it's really good. It's really good. So yeah, let's see what it can do in the gym though, because that's what really matters. So I'll be back after my session and I'll run through my experience with you. So let's just get down to brass tacks on Psycho STIM by Nemisis Nutrition in the several times I have used it. And like I say earlier, it's promising high STIM muscle pumps and cognitive function. So let's see if I concur with those statements based on the effects that I've had. So, as usual, I'm just going to make sure I don't go over an island here. That would be kind of embarrassing. Okay, let's start off at the beginning like we always do. Beta-alanine, very, very, very strong. I would honestly say like a 9 out of 10. So if you don't like the itchy tingle feeling, sorry, because it's bloody strong here. But as I say, I think most people do. So yeah, itching in places you don't know existed. It's one of those ones. For me, I like it, especially in the higher STIM pre's, because it really gets you ramped up to get moving. So yeah, that sets the scene immediately. And I do think that's partly down to the fact it's in there at an above average dose, and they have got 2 digestive aids to help your body soak it up. So, and it's obviously a well-sourced form of beta-alanine as well. So yeah, very, very strong. What comes in shortly after that, after about the 20 to 30 minute mark, it hits you. It definitely hits you. All the stims and fat burners and nootropics all come into fruition after about half an hour. You're sort of firing on all cylinders, you know. You're very much aware that you've taken a pre-workout. You know, there's no beating around the bush about it. It's a strong pre-workout. And after about 10 to 20 minutes of your gym session, you start to feel the thermogenics really come into play with this one. Yeah, you feel very heated, very sweaty, definitely noticeably more than normal. Like I even bumped into my mate in there and he was like, yeah, I've been here for like half an hour and I'm wearing a hoodie and I'm not sweating or anything. And I was just in a t-shirt. I'd done like 1 exercise and I was like, fucking hell, I'm really clammy and hot. So the fat burners definitely are doing bits in the background here. And obviously they lend themselves into the energy side of things and the mood elevation. So yeah, it's just a really nice pre-workout. I really, really like it. But for me, it's kind of sitting in around the middle of Stim Junkie, maybe entry level, but at the top end of entry level. Like it's strong. It's a strong pre-workout, but it's a strong pre-workout that feels good and is usable and gets you locked in. Energy lasts a good 2 or 3 hours, personally. I've had no crash any time I've used it, which I'll be honest, I was a little bit surprised by because it is quite a hard hitting pre. Part of me expected there to be a crash, but thankfully there wasn't. It was just kind of a nice come down back to reality. And when I say come down, I don't mean crash come down. I mean, you're just coming back down to how you felt prior to the pre-workout. I mean, the proof's in the pudding right now. I took it 3.5 hours ago, and I still feel absolutely fine. It really surprised me from that standpoint as well. And the negatives in general, it surprised me. Like I got some appetite suppression, I'll be honest. I did struggle a little bit to eat my lunch, but that's to be expected given the amount of appetite suppressing fat burner type ingredients in there. It kind of comes with the territory, and if appetite suppression is something you're after in a pre-workout because maybe you're on a cut, then fantastic, that's going to tick that box for you. If you're on a bulk, maybe not so much. But at the end of the day, if you know you've got to eat, you're going to eat. If you take your lifting seriously, you're not going to be like, oh gosh, no, I don't feel hungry, I think I'll skip that meal. You're just going to eat it anyway, so it is what it is. But yeah, from a negative standpoint, apart from the negative of appetite suppression, which is person dependent, as I say, I didn't get any negatives. It was just a really pleasantly high stim experience, all usable energy, and I've had a great session every time. There's no illicit DMHA euphoric floatiness to it. It's more like a dialed in, locked in kind of focus, like a serious focus, you know. It's more towards being an energy high stim bodily experience, high stim pre, rather than a mind fuckery one, if you get where I'm coming from. But yeah, so if you're in the market for that type of high stim pre-workout, then this will definitely be worth looking at. So yeah, as I say, energy solid, focus solid. That leaves me with the pumps, which are also solid, and I do attribute that partly down to the fact there's got a juicy amount of L-citrulline in there to get things moving, but I do also think it's just the work ethic it gets you putting in. High energy output, it gets you sweating. You know, obviously you're just going to build up pumps when your body's in that kind of dynamic, when you're training hard, hitting the weights hard, smashing every set to failure, getting a sweat on. You know, it's only natural that you're going to get a pump alongside that. as long as you're keeping yourself hydrated and, you know, your diet's on point and stuff, you're obviously going to get a good pump anyway. Yeah, guys, I think I've sort of danced around everything about the pre-workout there. In terms of the price point, using our discount code, I think they've absolutely smashed it. It's a complete steal at that price. You know, almost reminiscent of the Rect Extreme days of our own pre-workout. This is in that same vein to a degree for me personally. So it goes without saying, of course I loved it. Of course I did. So I absolutely recommend it on that price point, especially if you're in the market for this type of high stim junkie experience. Is it the strongest pre in the world? No, but it's a nice usable amount of strong, if that makes sense. You know, to the point where you're going to have a conducive to your goals type gym session. It's not a muck around one, it's not a silly billy one, it's not one that's going to ruin your day. So I feel like they've really balanced things nicely with this one. I just do genuinely like it, and I will definitely be taking it again. So yeah, that's all I got to say, guys. I think I've covered everything. Energy, focus, pumps, any negatives, price point, who I recommend it to. Obviously beginners don't even look at it. Everyone else should be fine, but particularly stim junkies. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you think. Do you want to use it? Are you going to be picking it up? Is there anything else you want to see us review on the channel? Let us know. And as always, stay stimmed, and you will.